Hey, welcome everyone to episode 0 of the Drip Media Gaming Podcast, which it's not called. Welcome everyone to the Drip and Geeb Podcast.
There
I'm
you
your
go.
I'm your co-host Uncle Geeb. Along with me, Drip Media Gaming. How you doing, man?
I'm good. What's up, everybody? For those of you listening, not watching, we are recording this live on my YouTube channel. If you would like to watch with us, we do record this every Friday now, going forward. Most Fridays at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we are going to be taking live questions at the end of the show. So if you want to get your live question in, feel free to leave a question or comment with a super chat, and we'll read all those at the end. If you don't have any funds for a super chat, don't worry. You can save your question, and we will try to get to those at the end of the episode as well. Now, with all that out of the way, Geeb, what's up, man? How was your week?
My week was great. It just got a little bit worse because I messed up the intro that we've practiced 1,500 times.
Hey, man,
But it's good.
cool. I said like half the stuff I was supposed to say, but some of it was there. The
Yeah.
basic idea I think got across.
Yeah.
And this is episode 0, so doesn't really matter that much. Episode 1, it might matter a little bit more. Maybe not. Maybe who knows? We might mess it up even worse on episode 1.
We practiced for 3 months so we could get ready for this moment.
Right, and we flopped.
Yeah.
We flopped.
Well, okay, guys, we're gonna end the stream here and the podcast too.
Right, that was great. better luck next week.
Yeah. One thing that I forgot to do as well was check to make sure that Chrome was working, and I bet you it's not. So I'll do that live on the spot here too.
Okay, yeah, we'll be good with that. So yeah, nothing cool going on this week. Didn't have anything interesting.
I mean, as far as like non-gaming related, no.
Anything, man. Anything.
Well, gaming. I have something interesting happen gaming related. Yes. Narchu, you know Narchu, part of the community here, both our communities. He's been telling me for forever to start playing Monster Hunter Stories, and he's been telling me to play that on the 3DS. And I'm like, I just can't. I'm not paying $40 to play that game on the 3DS. I said the same exact thing
because I wanted to play it, but I was like, nah.
Yeah, and you know what? Not playing the game, he mentioned on your stream last night that last night that he said that it was $5 on the App Store. I'm like, okay, let me go. I'll take a flyer for $5, and
right, yeah,
it's super great, man.
I did the same. I bought it, and I had not played it until probably 2 hours before we hopped on right here, and I played almost 2 hours, the entire 2 hours up until now. It's pretty good.
What part did you get to?
Obviously, what's that?
What part did you get to?
Okay, I'm headed towards the cave.
Okay.
I was about to go into the cave. I've done a couple battles. Yeah. I've got to test the battle system, which is very cool.
Isn't it?
You know what it's like? It's Ninjala style, but with a little bit of actual knowledge of what could be coming. It's the rock, paper, scissor. Like rock beats scissor, you know what I mean? It's the cycle of rock, paper, scissor, just like Ninjala was. But with this, it seems like each monster has tendencies, so you can at least guess. You know what I mean? You can be like, okay, well, this one usually does a speed attack, so I know, I need to whatever. I forget what they're called, but
I didn't play enough. I clearly didn't play enough Ninjala to know that, because I'm like, that's a weird comparison, because I guess because I don't know Ninjala.
When you get into fights in Ninjala, it's like it's pretty much rock, paper, scissor. It's pretty much the same thing, but it's what button you're hitting when you get into battles. It's rock, paper, scissor. But that's the thing. It's definitely chance. Because first off, you don't know who the hell you're playing. So you don't know what their tendencies are ever. Right. So there's that. But with this, like I said, the monsters, it seems like from what they were saying that the monsters are going to have tendencies and stuff. So it's cool. It looks great on the phone. Like, I know it doesn't look like that on the 3DS. It looks really good on the phone.
Can't confirm because I've never played on 3DS, but I would imagine that it does not look like that.
I can 100% confirm, because the 3DS, there's no way any game looks like that on the 3DS.
I mean, the resolution alone, definitely. I mean, the screen is not capable of such resolution, so that's a given. But as far as the frame rates,
physically possible.
Frame rates, no way. I'm getting a smooth 60 on my Pixel 4.
Yeah. So I haven't looked yet. I haven't tried. I didn't see anything in the options. That's the only thing I don't like about it. I need a controller.
Touch. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, can you play with controller? Because I could.
I haven't tried yet.
I tried, and I used my 8-bit though, the SN30 Pro Plus. Not wasn't working. I thought it was my phone, and maybe I thought, because I also had Bluetooth headphones plugged in at the same time, or not plugged in, connected at the same time. I thought maybe that has something to do with it. So I was gonna go ahead and try with just the controller to see if maybe it was an issue of two Bluetooth devices. But I didn't even see an option to change to
it's not in the options. That's gonna hurt me.
But
you know what I'm gonna try to do?
But I will say
try to put it on my iPad and see if I can do it from the iPad like that.
I will say the touch controls are good.
They are fine, especially in a game like that. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like you're like trying to do things very quick. It's a turn-based RPG. It's not anything you need to have like pinpoint speed and accuracy for. But it's good. I mean, already I can see the draw. The art style is really cool. The story looks pretty cool. I'm into it. So Monster Hunter Stories is something I'll at least finish through because I want to play 2. So that's coming soon. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Anything else that you're playing that you want to share?
Yes. Well, a few things. What about you? Are you else besides that?
I've been playing Let's Go
Breath of the Wild. We know. We don't even talk about Breath of the Wild. We know we're both playing Breath of the Wild. We can skip that.
Yeah. Let's Go Eevee. What's the game called fully?
Yeah, I forgot. That's right.
Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I've been playing that first Pokemon game that I've played legitimately in my life, I would say. So I mean that's pretty exciting. And it's a really fun game. I mean, no complaints.
I think that's a perfect first Pokemon game for anybody. It's perfect, especially in 2021. Like, you don't need to go back and play the older ones. I mean, you can, obviously, and older people have nostalgia for those games. So, going back and playing them, it's like me going back and playing Link to the Past.
Right.
Like, somebody who hasn't played it now going back is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I will say I have them down. I have Crystal and Yellow downloaded on my 3DS. I played about 4.5 hours of Crystal. Kind of annoyed with it, if I'm being completely honest. There's just certain point I'm kind of stuck where I'm at, and I don't think I'm gonna pick it up again because I'm out of the groove and like I don't know where I am in the world. And I don't know what I have to do, and I'm like, this is frustrating. So
that's what happened to me with Let's Go, but it just because other things came out, not because I was like, meh. It was good. I liked Let's Go. I had have Eevee.
Yeah.
Well, I lost all my save data because it didn't save, and the stupid game. I don't even want to get into that. Don't even want to get into that. I'd have to restart all of it if I played again. I don't have any of my save data, so I thought it was great. I liked it better than Sword and Shield, but
yeah, it's good.
It's fun. It's fun, and I think that's a perfect first Pokemon game, just because it's a remake of Yellow, correct? That's what it is, right?
I think so.
Okay, so it's just an updated version of that. It's a little bit simplified, and honestly, it's better for somebody to go into something like that with just the simple, like, here's the basics.
Yeah.
Have fun with this, then move on to something with a little bit of extra mechanics and this and that. So
sure.
I think it's good. I had a lot of fun with it, and like I said, I liked it better than Sword and Shield. As far as what I have been playing, a few things. And one of them is Monster Hunter, not just stories, just Monster Hunter Rise. Man, that game is so awesome. I absolutely love that game. I want to play more. And now I know in the Discord, Hari said he got it. And I know he'll be down to play because I really need to play online. I'm really I'm lacking in the online stuff. And I know Heroes had a bunch of stuff going on. He hasn't been able to do a lot of stuff, but he'll be back in. I think we're gonna have a crew. I think we're gonna have a full crew.
Not gonna lie, I'm a bit jealous because I don't have the game. I can't play with you guys, but it's fine though. Like I'll gladly be a spectator of your streams.
Yeah, I mean, and even if we're not streaming, I think we're gonna just play in the Discord chat too.
Okay.
So you can hop in there and just hang out with us.
I might lurk over on those parts.
Yeah, but I mean, the big one, obviously, that I've been playing this week is new Pokemon Snap. Okay,
like everybody else, yes.
I'm absolutely obsessed with that game. And not even just the game. It's not just the game that I'm obsessed with. As a photographer, I am just so upset because it's honestly like with COVID and everything. Let me give you the whole rundown here. Let me give you the whole story. With COVID and everything before that, you realize I was going out and shooting. Not in my studio, out. Like I would drive an hour to Pittsburgh and shoot 2 to 3 days a week, all day.
Yeah.
And literally come home with hundreds of photos, put them all in Lightroom, pick the ones I'm going to edit those, send them off to clients, then go back out and do it again the next day. Then, cold weather started. It always slows down a little bit with cold weather. Then COVID hit back in, last March.
Yeah.
And it's fizzled out almost completely. So I haven't gone to do anything like that in a long time. This game is that. It is going out, it's shooting, it's coming back, it's checking all your photos, seeing what your best stuff is. I just love it. And the part about it I love the most, which is probably the most ridiculous thing I've been doing with it, which is, like I said in the video, it's stupidly what's the word I want to use here? It's just unnecessary. I take these things out, put them in Lightroom, and then edit the color. I get all the color the way I want it. And then I was putting them in Photoshop and using light hits and stuff that I would just, with no background and stuff that I have like a whole folder of stuff like that on my computer. But I have another program now. It's all for light hits and like bokeh and just like different lighting effects just to give things, more of a pop.
Yeah.
And there's actually a mobile version of it too. So I have it on my PC, I'm sorry, not my PC, my Mac. The Mac version's way better. I'll say that. It's got way more options, but I can go in on my iPad here. I can put photos from Snap onto my iPad, edit them in Lightroom on my iPad, then take them right over to this Lens Flare Studio.
Yeah.
And put a sun hit in the background and this and that, and just some ambient stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe change the color up a little bit to give it a little bit more of an evening tone,
Yeah, for sure.
It's stupidly overdone, but I love the way those pictures are turning out. Like I like editing those pictures just as much as I would like going out and shooting a picture myself in the real world and taking it home and editing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I love it.
You know what I didn't think? You know what I didn't think to do? I'll pull up your Instagram really quick because I'm sure you got lots of great photos over there.
I think there's 3 on there now.
Oh, only 3? I thought more than that.
Well, I have like 5 more, and I meant to post another one today, and I forgot. I totally forgot to post it. I got a nice desert one coming up.
Oh, there's this lovely one right here.
I did post that. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. But yeah, those look sick, man.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's
can't click on it, but
yeah, it's fun. It's fun, and that's not for everybody. Obviously, not everybody's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna edit these in Lightroom. But for the people here listening to this tomorrow, I am actually going in and recording a video on how I edit these photos and starting a photo contest that's going to have a prize.
Ooh, so, oh man, I should have bought the game for that.
Yeah, there's going to be some sort of prize. I don't know what the prize is going to be yet. I did reach out to a few companies to see if we could get some really good stuff, maybe some Pokemon related stuff. Waiting to hear back on that. So I've kind of been putting off the video a little bit until I hear back, and I haven't. So I may just make 2 versions of when I talk about the contest. One for this, and then one for if I get what I want to give. Either way, that's going to be coming. So, I know there's not a lot of people actually wondering how I do it, but I think it would be interesting for people to at least watch. And plus, I'm going to give something away, so it should get at least some views, right?
For sure, yeah.
I have nothing to give views. Just give stuff away.
I have nothing to add to your Pokemon Snap because I chose not to buy it, and not that was a necessarily good decision. I'm gonna buy it. It's just gonna be later on, maybe when it goes on sale. Even if it's not on sale, it's just not gonna be now. I'm not interested in a game like that right now.
It will. This is one that this could be one of the ones you see with a price drop, like a Black Friday thing. I think that would probably be where you're going to see a price drop or something like this. This has the potential for a price drop.
Yeah.
I mean, as we know, Nintendo doesn't do that a lot. There's not a lot of games that there's going to be like, yeah, man, $40 now. It's fine. Like, look at Breath of the Wild, the launch game, full price.
Well, I mean,
4 years later.
Well, I mean, it depends where you look. I've seen it. I bought Breath of the Wild last year for the first time, and I bought it for $50, and I see it as low as like 45 now, like on a regular.
Yeah.
So
you can find it lower, but I'm saying Nintendo does not discount it.
What, 5 years after it came out? 4 years after it came out?
Yeah, it's like 4 years ago.
So,
I mean,
yeah, it took 4 years
now. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean but if you go to the eShop, it's still $60.
Right. I mean that's a different story. eShop's a different story.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, Snap's awesome. I got one more Snap video in me. I know there's just not a lot of hype for it. I thought there was going to be a lot more hype for it. It's like the people that are into it, and the people that aren't are like, okay, it's kind of the same with Monster Hunter. Only the Monster Hunter crowd is way bigger, I think, than the Pokemon Snap crowd. But the people who aren't into the Monster Hunter stuff are just like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
You know,
very interesting.
Well, while you're talking about Monster Hunter, not to bring back stories that talk again, but I mean, honestly, when I saw the trailer for Monster Hunter, I was intrigued. And Monster Hunter Rise, I'll be specific here. When I saw the trailer for Monster Hunter Rise, I was intrigued. But then I heard that, oh, Monster Hunter Stories 2 is a thing. I'm like, well, that sounds different. I mean, I don't know anything about it. I waited for the trailer, saw the trailer. I'm like, that looks like a game I want to play more than Monster Hunter Rise. And now, recently picking up, as of last night, picking up Monster Hunter Stories, the original one on your phone.
Might have made a good decision there.
I think I did. I think I made a good decision. I mean, if I wasn't going to buy both, I think if I only could buy one, which is pretty much how it is, that was the one to buy, because that one for me. That's the one to buy for me, because I'm loving Stories, and Stories 2 I think is going to be even better, and on the Switch, not on my phone. I can use thumbsticks and buttons instead of touchscreen.
I'm a little upset.
Controls.
I might not be able to use a controller with this.
Yeah, you were hoping to test that out on your use a product to test out.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a different game, I guess.
You were the first person I thought of when I realized you couldn't use a controller. I'm like, oh, he's gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, I'm a little upset about that. Not gonna lie, a little bit upset about that.
You can get hype for Monster Hunter Stories too.
I can't. So, I mean, I'll play it. That's the thing. Like we said, the controls it's not an issue to play it on the phone. Not this game.
No, I'll play 100%. I'm going to play it. I'm going to finish the game.
It's super smooth. It's super, I mean, it runs fine. And I have it on the mode where it's like, it says that your phone's going to get hot. My phone is not hot. It's not running my phone hot at all.
Yeah, did you like that? Because there's the normal mode.
I was like, what the hell?
Normal mode where it's not, and instead of just saying, if you guys who don't understand, on the phone when you play Monster Hunter Stories, there's 3 modes for graphical intensity, and instead of just going like low power, low settings, medium settings, high settings, like every game in the world, it's like here's the setting that's not going to produce heat. And then here's the middle setting, which is going to produce a tiny bit of heat, if normal amounts of heat, I think is what it says. And then the third one is this mode will produce lots of heat, but up your resolution. I'm like, why did you choose these words?
Well, hold on. Mine says something different.
I don't know exactly what mine says, but I'm kind of paraphrasing of what it might actually say.
Yeah, mine says the highest setting is normal, and then it says the next setting down is like, will reduce heat, but also reduce resolution. And then the next one down is like, well, drastically reduce resolution and drastically reduce heat. But I have a case on my phone and everything. I haven't had any problems with it.
No, that's what mine says too.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. All the Pokemon stuff, great. What else we got? We got some new stuff announced. Not technically. Well, some of it's new. We got a new game announced the other day. We got some release dates. Let's start with the release date. The one I'm the most excited about. We got a release date for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 on the Switch, and it's next month.
Oh yeah.
I'm super pumped about that. I'm very curious to see how that's going to look on the Switch. I bought it on the PS4. And holy jeez. It looks so good.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how good it looks on the Switch. What was the date? What's the actual date? What are we looking at? Skater XL?
Was it June? Is it June? It's like either 24th or 6th. I cannot remember off the top of my head. I didn't think about pulling up the date for this.
Yeah, find the date. Yeah. We also have Skater XL footage playing. This is the wrong skating game.
Is this Skater XL? Son of a bitch!
Yeah, it is. It's
hey guys, XL. Hey, listen, this is Tony Hawk. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's not.
No, this is Tony Hawk.
Either way, though, I'm really pumped about that. It looked Dude, it looked amazing on the PS. Did you play? I'm sorry. Did you say if you played on the PS4 or not?
No, I've never played it. I mean, I played the
Okay.
original on the PS1.
Yeah, the original. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my, it's so true to the original. Like just the levels and all that like all the nostalgic things you remember about the originals.
Yeah.
Oh man, you see it like the what's the first level where you drop in down into like that garage, like the airplane hangar thing.
Oh, dude, it's literally been since those years that I played the game. Like,
But when you see it, you're gonna be like, "Oh man!"
Yeah, you
like,
mean when I have the
awesome.
right trailer pulled up? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to get the right trailer first. Once
Yeah.
you get that, though, we're in. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, hey, this might be what you're looking for.
There it is. That's the one. It. I'm very interested to see how good this is gonna look on the Switch. I mean, I know it's not gonna look as good as the Xbox One and PS4 versions. I'm aware of that. But
yeah,
here's my hope. My hope is that this game, being the type of game that it is, even though it's fast paced and you know, it's graphically intense. These are condensed pieces of a game. You know what I mean?
right.
Like the level is the level. They don't have to load anything else in. Once it's all there, it's not like an open world game where they're constantly trying to load stuff in. So it gives me hope that the Switch is going to run this pretty well.
I would hope so.
Just for that fact. Just the fact that everything's already going to be there. Like we may have a little bit longer load times, but I don't know. Obviously it's going to be downgraded a little bit, but I think it's going to be passable, and I'm going to play this one a whole lot more than I played the original or the one on PS4. Because I've said this several times, being tied to a TV takes the me wanting to play a game factor from like here to here.
Right.
I hate being tied to a TV. I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a game I'll love to play on the go. I have the game. I have the game for not this game. I have Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. I think I have for my Game Boy Advance.
Ooh. I have that on the arcade down at the studio.
Yeah,
I have a Game Boy Advanced emulator on that. I have that one.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Tony Hawk.
I can't. It's unplayable for me because I'm talking Game Boy Advance, brick Game Boy Advance, old boy without any backlight, so it's impossible to see. Literally, I have to have my phone in my lap with the flashlight on the screen so I can even remotely tell what's happening.
I tell you what, man, kids these days,
I know,
they don't
right,
know.
Man?
They don't know the struggle, man. They don't know the struggle. I remember trying to play the original Game Boy in the back of my mom's minivan.
Yeah.
A red Dodge Caravan. like a 92 Dodge Caravan holding a flashlight like this.
Bro, I have flashbacks of what you're talking about, but I used to have I'm a little bit younger than you, so I grew up in Nickelodeon was big when you were a kid too, but like Nickelodeon was also big when I was a kid, and I remember I had a branded Game Boy Light that would go in the Game Boy slot that's on the top that plugs in.
Yeah.
And it was a green light, and it looked like slime from a Nickelodeon slime, and it was branded Nickelodeon. Cool. And I have fond memories. Me like holding my phone, being a weirdo, trying to play Tony Hawk on the Game Boy Advance. I was like having flashbacks of my green light and how that was a better experience than what I was doing with my smartphone. How funny is that to use your smartphone as a light for your Game Boy?
They made a thing for the Game Boy that I didn't have it. My who had it? One of my friends had it, but it attached on the top of the Game Boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And came over the top, and on the back side of it there were two lights, so it shined directly on the screen. But had another screen that came down in front of it, and it was a giant magnifying glass.
Ooh, that's fancy over
there.
So
it lit the screen and magnified. Yeah, that was like next level stuff. And I was like, every time I saw him and had that, like his batteries would die, and I'd be like, can I have your thing?
Is that for the chunky boy? Is that for original Game Boy?
Yeah, that was for the original. The original, yeah.
Okay.
The original one. The gray one with the maroon buttons.
The chunks.
Those are the ones we had, man. I remember mine so bad. I lost the battery case, the back for it.
Yeah.
I had to start using tape.
Oh yeah.
Tape over it, but you had to change the batteries in them so much that the tape would wear off in like 2 days, and then you had to retape it. We're not going down that story. Okay, we have more games to get to here. We're getting off topic. The other new game. What was the other new game called? Wait, before we get into that one, real quick, really fast, Hot Wheels. Your brother brought it up in the Discord.
He did.
And I watched that trailer and I was like, holy crap, that looks amazing. And I even saw people later on in the week, like pretty reputable, gaming people on Twitter talking about how awesome this game looks. And that Hot Wheels game looks insane. It looks really, really fun.
It looks hot, if you will.
It does. It is hot. It is hot. That is for sure. It's very cool. That's one I'm definitely going to be picking up. Is there a release date for that? I don't even know if we got a release date for that.
I don't
it was like
so.
Pre-alpha footage or something like that. Like this is way early, right?
No, it's early. I mean, it's basically pre-alpha. I mean, I could pull up a trailer, but the game's probably going to change significantly by the time that we actually.
Oh my god, if it's going to get better than that, I'm in. I mean, it looked awesome.
For sure. So like basically if you're guys for at home listening, and also I'm not showing a trailer, so for everybody, it's basically like if you can imagine how your Hot Wheels cars had those like orange circular, like roller coaster style, zoomy zoom car situations.
It's literally like you're sitting in a Hot Wheels car.
Yeah.
First person perspective. In a Hot Wheels car, like some kid just sent you down a ramp, but you're
it's
awesome.
Not like a
it
branded racing game that's like Forza copy, but like Hot Wheels branded. That's not at all what this is. We're talking like you're a kid, you're sitting in your room, and you have like I said, those circular orange, Hot Wheels racetracks, and it's first person, and you're driving on those tracks. It's awesome.
At the same time, it does give you like that real racer type of vibe. Like maybe not full on like Forza or something like that, but I mean it's not like little they don't look like Hot Wheels. They look like real cars. The track's wide enough where it's real racing. It's not like 1-2 lanes. I mean it's real racing. It looks like a real racing game.
Yeah, it does. It gives you the vibe of Hot Wheels, like being as a kid playing with them in your living room, but also gives you the vibe, like you just said, of a real racer. It's really interesting how they've accomplished that.
It looks cool. It looks very cool. And another quick thing I do want to touch on, we didn't have in our notes here, but we have another big, huge, massive racing game announcement.
I think I know where you're going with this.
NASCAR is coming to Rocket League. Not coming, it's here. There are NASCAR skins in Rocket League, and if any of you guys remember from last week, Geeb and I have a little bet going on with Rocket League involved, which we'll get to later when we talk about the next topic. But
you have 7 days. You have 7 days.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to play. I actually, one of my other friends who's also into NASCAR, we have a NASCAR chat. I think I brought this up before. But somebody screenshotted it and was like, look at this. And I was like, yeah, I know. Like, of course I know. What are you talking about? Yes, I know. And they were like, I didn't even know. Like, 2 of the guys in the chat, like, listen, I play Rocket League all the time. And then I told him last night, I'm going to give up my secret here. I told him last night, I was like, listen, I'm going to lose this bet, like, hard. And I got to get good at Rocket League and not tell Geeb about it. And then when I play him, I'm going to just completely smoke him because I'm going to have been practicing for weeks and know all the secrets.
When I made this bet, my vision was not to smoke you in Rocket League. I could do that any day of the week.
You just want to see me frustrated in Rocket League live is what you want to see.
I want to not only do I want to see it, I want to share it with our lovely audience as well. Everybody on the live stream.
I know, because I will get pissed. I'll get so mad. For sure.
I've never met somebody who's played Rocket League for the first time. When I say the first time, I mean you haven't gotten 10 hours in the game yet. And anyone who does not have 10 hours in Rocket League, you're not good.
Dude, I've got like 30 minutes in Rocket League. 30 minutes maybe.
I have a casual. How many minutes is 830 hours? That's how many minutes.
That's a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a small casual amount. Anyway, so the other game, that's cool. I'm pumped about that. I'm cool to play Rocket League now. I have to buy that.
Can't wait.
Which I'm not paying for right now.
Well, it's free. I mean, but the pack, I imagine.
The NASCAR update is, however, I haven't even looked about how much it is. But so the new game. Nintendo dropped a new game out of nowhere the other night. It's very, very interesting.
Would you like me to say the title of this new game?
I would like you to say the title because I keep forgetting it.
The title of this new game is Game Builder Garage from Nintendo.
That is correct. I have GBG here. I should have just wrote. Why didn't I just write it out? Lazy. I wrote GBG and I was like, I'll remember it. That's fine.
You said, actually, if I remember when you wrote it and you said you weren't going to remember it.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then you didn't.
Yeah. I didn't. It looks cool. I'm interested to see a little bit more about it. But the big thing we talked about earlier, the biggest thing is, and you said you saw it and you were like, meh, and then found out it was going to be $30. That changes everything.
Yeah, it does.
This is a... It's kind of a must. It's kind of a must-buy game at this point. It's $30.
It's in impulse buy territory.
It is. Oh yeah. I mean, $40 is impulse buy territory. $30 is like, yeah, well, yes.
For a first-party Nintendo title, yeah, for a first-party Nintendo title, it's absolutely like you gotta pick this one up.
And it's very interesting because the trailer they shows mostly the basics. It shows the basics of what the game is. You know, they're showing here's an object. This one's bigger. This one's smaller. This is, you select the jump. But if you look at some stuff later in the trailer and a couple more things that they put out, just little screenshots here and there, it looks like you can make some serious games with this. Like, I mean, you know, you're not going to go make an open world, you know, you're not going to make the next Breath of the Wild with it, but
no.
I mean, you can make some very nice games, it looks like. You can make racing games, platformers. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of stuff. There's some shoot 'em ups, I think. Yeah, right there's a shoot 'em up that they're showing. That looks fun.
That did look fun, yeah. There's some sort of UFO situation, kind of like Flappy Bird, but like, platformer, but like shooting.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of, like I said.
The possibilities are endless with this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. You can do a lot do a lot of stuff. Right, there's a card game. I mean, that's crazy.
I think that was a fighter game as well. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can go. You could probably get this game, and I mean, just think about the amount of games you're going to be able to make with this. And it looks like I didn't get the full story on it, but it looks like you are going to be able to share those games with people as well. You can share your codes. And people can go into the game, you know, put in your code and play your game.
I think that would be mandatory for me to pick this one up.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to make like 2 games and they're going to suck. I want to be able to play the other people's game who are creative, not like me.
See, I'll make one game. I will make one game. I will pick it would probably be a racing game.
No, it's going to be Zelda 2. You're going to make Zelda 2.
Remake Zelda 2. Here's what I'll do. I'll make Zelda 2, but I'll make it not suck. How about that?
That sounds like
a deal. I'll make Zelda 2, but I'll make it in my own vision.
Yeah. That sounds like a plan.
That's not a terrible idea.
Do it, man.
Maybe we'll live stream that. Maybe that's.
We're gonna live stream you
in the future. Yep. That sounds fun, actually.
It does. I'll be making. No, the first thing that I want to play is Mario. Someone's gonna make Mario, and I'm gonna play it on this game that costs $30.
Mm-hmm.
How funny would that be? Like, you're about to play a $60 game, or not really 60, but you know, a full Nintendo title on a half-price Nintendo title. It's just, it's gonna be hilarious for me. I want to. Someone's gonna do it. I want to play it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited to check it out. And this one's coming out next month too, right?
Yep, it sure is. Don't ask for a date.
It's interesting. It's interesting how quick next month is just filling up, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Remember, like a month ago when I was like, "Hey, look at these 2 months. Look at May and look at June. Like, why are there no games?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah,
they're filling up. They're filling up,
and we'll get to that later on, for sure.
Yeah. We'll
about as far as like what's coming soon and what we're looking at for the future of Nintendo releases.
Yeah. That's definitely the big thing we're going to end with here, the numbers. That's for sure. We'll get to that. But we have to do one thing before we get to the numbers. We have to do our weekly Zelda 35th anniversary watch.
And probably,
we've got some leaks. Let's
hear your leaks. Now I don't have these in my notes. I believe that you just have these on your own.
Okay.
And you're gonna
Yes,
talk about
I do. And it's stuff that a lot of people are probably already gonna know, but we're just gonna go over the newest little things. I just have some screenshots here. We're not gonna, like I said, we're not gonna spend a bunch of time on this because honestly, there's not a bunch of new stuff. There's just not. So the dude right now who's leaking a lot of stuff seems to have a good track record. Everybody who's covering this stuff seems to say this guy, Samus Hunter, good track record, somebody to be believed. Now, again, it's a leak. You can't just take a leak and say, "Oh yeah, that's totally going to happen." But he's saying we will see Zelda news this month. He is saying it will be before E3 next month. This will be like the appetizer before the main course at E3. And he tweeted some stuff out here, and the hashtags he used: Zelda35. He used Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, and Breath of the Wild. So this could mean, I don't know. He may have no real information and just guessing like I'm guessing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, it seems very like, yeah, like I feel like we should get some of this news before E3. They cannot take all the time at E3 for Zelda because, and I don't know, this Switch Pro thing, we're gonna get to that, but man, we may see this thing at E3. We may. Anyway, so there's that. He's saying this stuff is coming. We are getting something this month. Now, someone specifically asked him in this thread. Let me read this. Who is this? Swifter said, "Are we talking later in the month or like within 1 to 2 weeks? Do you have a range or exact dates?" And Samus Hunter replied, "Yes, an announcement in the first half of this month." Geeb, you hear that? The first half, which means this week or next week. The first half is a real possibility. 3rd week of May at the maximum is what he's saying.
And what would that be? What would we be getting?
At that point, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't really say exactly what it is. Some type of I guess some type of appetizer to what we're going to get at E3, but I mean, who really knows? I mean, at this point, I don't think they're going to give us Breath of the Wild 2. Maybe some information, but they're not going to give us like, here's the date, here's what it's about. Like, we're not getting the big Breath of the Wild 2 blowout. We may get a tiny bit more information, but now, here's the thing. The video that I made talking about what we could see if they did this soon, some of that's kind of out the window now. Because I feel like if they're going to do the Breath of the Wild thing, it's too close now. Even if they did it this coming week, like, what are they going to do? They're going to give us a little bit of Breath of the Wild news now, and then 3 weeks later, they're going to be like, "Oh, here's the rest." Why? You know what I mean? Why do that? Just wait. Or just give it all now, which they're not going to do. They're going to wait and do it at E3. So I think Breath of the Wild stuff might be out as far as that goes. But other stuff, I mean, that'll get us to our next leak. Now, someone I've mentioned before, the Nate the Hate podcast, I listen to their Nate stuff all the time. He's he seems to be well connected. He seems to know what he's talking about. I did not listen to this episode of their podcast, but he said, let me find this really quick. He said, where is it? Expect to see Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess get released on the Nintendo Switch before the end of the year. Now, whether that means the fiscal year or the calendar year, I don't know. But
I think that's 100% right. We're going to get it, whether it's the end of the year of 2021 or if it's the end of the fiscal year, bleeding into 2022.
Right.
I think he's absolutely right.
As far as things I've heard him say, because I am way more familiar with him, obviously, than I am with Samus Hunter on Twitter.
Yeah.
He doesn't just say things just to say things. I mean, usually if he says something, there's at least a lot of evidence to support it, if not other things that he just doesn't say. I don't know. Obviously I don't know who he's connected with. I have no clue. Clearly he's got some information here on that. And I think that one is, that's kind of what I was predicting as well. I think those are the 4 games besides Breath of the Wild 2. Like that's it. Like I really think that's what we're getting.
Yeah.
And hearing something like that, makes me feel, not only good because I may be right with my prediction, but I mean, also as a Zelda fan, super happy because those are the 4 games. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want Ocarina of Time on the Switch. I want Majora's Mask on the Switch because I need to play Majora's Mask all the way through. Nowadays playing Majora's Mask all the way through is not that big of a deal. If you get in trouble, the internet's there for you. Like back in my day, it wasn't quite that easy.
The other night I was playing Ocarina of Time on my 3DS, and I was like just absolutely frustrated. And I'm like, not only did I need help, or like, sorry, not only was I looking it up to help figure out the answers, like how to get the puzzles done, but I wanted Abby to read them to me. So I was having her read me the answers of what I need to do because how frustrated I was. Like I was
playing, going through,
I'm playing
listening
on my 3DS, and here she is next to me on her phone telling me what I had to do, walk step by step, because I was just done. I was done.
It's tough, man. I'm telling you, it's tough. That game, especially it's different for me now because I can just walk through the game. I know the puzzles. Like I know everything. It's like that game, Link to the Past, Twilight Princess. The first 2/3 of the game, yeah, but I always get to that point in Twilight Princess, and then like I have on my recent playthrough Twilight Princess, I just get to that point and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll come back to it. But other things happen, and then I'm like, well, I haven't played it in like 2 months. I might as well just start over. I always end up doing that with Twilight Princess for some reason. I don't know why. But I do hope if they bring these games, especially, I mean, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, they've already done it. The controls, I know that's the biggest issue you have with Ocarina of Time, correct?
That's correct. Mostly on the 3DS, because that's all I can speak of. I've never played it on
because
any other platform.
You don't have the dual stick.
I don't.
You can't just move your camera around as you want. But, the original versions of Wind Waker Wind Waker may have had it. I didn't play it on the GameCube. But Twilight Princess didn't really have an open camera like that either. I played it on the Wii. Again, could have had that on the GameCube. I did not play it on the GameCube. But same problem. You know what I did? The Z button is always how I found center. If you hit Z on those old Zelda games, it gets you into like a lock-on mode. That's how you lock on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you just snap it real quick, it brings you right back to behind the character facing front. So I would turn and then just tap Z as I'm turning. So it would just turn, you know what I mean? That's how I used to do it. They need to fix that. That's got to be fixed.
They do.
That's got to be the big, especially if they're going to actually call these, Ocarina of Time HD, Majora's Mask HD. Because I did hear a little bit more about this, and I didn't really believe it. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff out there. But I did hear some stuff about this and some stuff that was actually supposedly leaked. And a lot of the branding and stuff that's coming out, it's not Majora's Mask or Majora's Mask 3D or Ocarina of Time or Ocarina of Time 3D is specifically these games HD. Specifically, that is the marketing. So, I mean, that makes me think then you start to wonder, how far are they going to go with these? How HD are these going to be? Are they going to be up-resed, the 3DS ports? Which I'd honestly, I'd be fine with that. I'm cool with that. I mean, a lot of people may want more, but I mean, we've all seen the Unreal Engine footage that's been made of Ocarina of Time. Like that is, it's just gorgeous.
Why
they
didn't pay that man $1 million and just release that
and
optimize
you know what's
it?
crazy?
I will never understand that.
It's because it's Nintendo. Here's a story for you. Sonic Mania. Okay, it's a 2D Sonic that's on the Switch.
Okay.
Right? It's on other things, but it's on the Switch. That game was made by someone just like that.
Oh.
That game was made by someone just like that. What happened was they were making these levels and doing all this stuff with a 2D Sonic like that, kind of bringing it back, doing new things with it. Sega hired them and let them make a game. Like, that's the way to do it.
Sure is.
Yeah.
They did the work.
Yeah,
he did the work.
That's the way to do it.
He did the work. Nintendo, you don't need to do the work.
Nintendo just won't do that. They're just too
dumb. What's the word?
It's just a very closed. It's a very closed situation when it comes. They're opening up to stuff a lot more than they used to. I mean, my God, the way things used to be. I mean, you couldn't even imagine, man. Like it's way better than it was back in the day. Way better.
I can only imagine. I mean, but what I'm having a hard time understanding is that they've done the guy, whoever this man is, who used to make Ocarina of Time, he did the work for them.
Well, now here's the thing: like the game's not fully done. It's only sections of the game.
Fair enough.
He didn't redo the entire game, but I mean, my God, the ones that are done are like. Yeah. Like the Temple of Time, walking in the Temple of Time looks like I mean, that's some crazy shit, man.
He's one man.
It's really awesome.
It took him, I think it was like over I'm just going to say 3 years. I'm not sure how many years exactly it was, but multiple years. One man who had a job, by the way. It wasn't like he was doing this all the time.
Right, yeah.
He got that done, and he didn't finish the game, sure, but he had a lot of it done.
Well, you're talking about one man too.
So right, so Nintendo,
not a team.
Buy the game from him, hire him, and then just finish it.
Give him a team.
Give him a team, and it'll be done in weeks.
Be amazing. That'd be absolutely amazing. We're not getting that. Don't get your hopes up.
No, never. I know. No, not at all.
Super
no,
cool.
No. We'll get that. We'll get that when we get that Zelda movie of Majora's Mask. That's on YouTube.
Dude, no. There's some good fan stuff out there. There's some really good fan stuff out there. Dude, we're getting let's stay on this for a second. Let's kind of veer off a bit here.
Okay,
we are getting a Mario movie. We're getting did you not know about that?
We didn't talk about it. If you feel
dude,
like
okay. Let's go. I'll just tell you. I'm sure some people at least know this, but yeah, a Mario movie is coming, and Illumination is doing it. Like Despicable Me, Minions, all the the Dr. Seuss movies, like the Lorax, those great movies. That's who's doing it. It's a animated Mario movie.
Really?
Yes. And they just hired somebody. Nintendo just hired somebody from Illumination to be an outside director of the company of Nintendo, and it's the first Western outside director that they have hired. This just happened yesterday or two. I think they announced that at the investors meeting or whatever, which we're going to talk about right now. That's a perfect segue. Look at that. I did that on purpose. No, I didn't.
Like you're professional.
Yeah. Anyway. So let's go into that. So yeah, they did hire some. I think that's when they announced it, but they also announced that the Nintendo Switch has now sold 84.59 million units.
Can you repeat that one more time, sir?
84.59 million units.
One more. Just what it needs that. It needs that said one more time. Just let that guys soak this number in.
It's actually incredible. 84.59 million. It's incredible. When you think about this, let's think about this, and we have it up on screen here. You can see the previous hardware from Nintendo. The entire life, it sold 13 million units. It sold 13 million units.
If you want to be fair, let's be fair for a second here. Just, I mean, not to get off topic, but it's still on topic. I think we should combine the 3DS and the Wii U sales together, because this is not only because we're also includes Switch Lites, which are basically replacements of 3DS. So let's go ahead and say,
if you're there, you're at 75.9 and 13.56.
88 million units, maybe 89
it'll
million
have
units. We're not quite there yet, but again, we're being fair there. Okay, so we're also gonna be fair to the Switch. Hold on. We're gonna be fair to the Switch too, because that is honestly, how many years?
I disagree. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's a fair assessment because now you're just trying to stack the deck against the Switch.
Dude, you didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish, okay? Because that's how many years of Wii U and 3DS sales. Like how many years were those in the market?
A whole lot.
Okay, so that's 89 million units.
A bunch. I don't know exactly when it came out. When did it come out?
I want to say 2010 is when 3DS came out. I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm just a
I don't think it's that early.
Speaking to a microphone. Maybe 2011 or whatever. Whenever it came out, that's not the point. It's been a while. It's been a while. That's the point. Yeah. And the Switch these are sales numbers for 4 years. 4 years.
I do see in the chat it was 2011.
Okay, that's 84 million in 4 years, and 89 million in at least 10 years. That's
it's insane.
It's double.
It's hard.
That's basically
it's almost hard
double.
to fathom how much that is. Like it's on pace to hit everything the PS4 did. It's on pace to hit that quicker. Like the 100 million. I mean, it's gonna hit the 100 million quicker than the PS4 did. I think.
Yeah.
It just passed the Game Boy Advanced.
Big deal.
Which was at 81. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. At 81.51 million units sold for the Game Boy Advance. Just past that. Next up is what? The Wii? Yeah, the Wii at 101 million. I mean, it's going to do that by the end of the year. Easy.
Absolutely, especially if there's a Switch Pro coming, no doubt.
Well, I have a little bit of secret information I didn't share with you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna throw on you guys here in a second. And then we have the DS. The DS is 154 million. That's
so many years. I mean,
but that's the thing. If we get an iteration of the Switch and this keeps going, that's nothing, man. They're definitely gonna beat that.
I'll make a hot take that they're gonna beat 150 by Q3 of 2022.
Possible. I think it's possible.
That's a hot take. You can quote me on that.
Hey, this is going up. This will be up. This one lives on the second channel forever, so it'll be there. And real quick before we go on, I did want to mention that really quick. All these podcasts, this one moving forward, will be available to watch on the Drip Media Live channel.
Yes.
The old one. So any of you guys who keep saying you missed that channel, it'll be back starting tomorrow, Monday, whenever I get this posted up over there.
And not only that, but these will also be available on your podcast app of choice. Not necessarily tomorrow, but I got to figure that out. It'll be a learning process.
And maybe not this one. Maybe. We'll see.
And maybe not this one. At the very least, I'm gonna practice this one and try to.
We are recording audio right now. We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
So before I get into the other stuff I want to talk about here, let's go through the games, because I thought that was very interesting too. Something didn't happen that I thought was going to happen. I really, really thought Animal Crossing was going to pass Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in total sales.
And let's give you the drum roll here when you give us the numbers.
Okay. Which one do you want first? You want Mario Kart 8 or do you want Animal Crossing?
That's up to you. Go ahead, do Mario Kart.
I'll give you Animal Crossing first.
Okay.
Animal Crossing, and let's think about this very hard here. Animal Crossing New Horizons came out last March.
About 13 months. About 13 months.
32.6 million copies.
13 months.
No, that's just the year. That's up to March.
Oh.
March to March.
12.
So that's 1 year.
1 year.
That's 12 months.
That's crazy.
It sold 32 million copies. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in its life, still number one, but it's been out since the first year of the Switch, is now up to 35.39 million.
Let's be clear. That's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe that came out on the Switch. We're not counting the Wii U version that has sold many, many, many more than that as well. In addition to, I mean.
Well, yeah, not that many, but it's
in addition.
You could add on. But I mean, honestly, at this point, as much as it's sold on the Switch, like the amount of units sold on the Wii U is laughable compared to this. It's laughable.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Mario Kart 9's still coming. I don't care. These sales numbers don't mean anything for Mario Kart 9. sticking to my guns on that.
We're not going that road.
We're not
this
going
podcast.
there, but I'm sticking to my guns on that. So Animal Crossing, 32.6 million. That's a ton. That is insane. We got Smash Brothers next at 23.8 million, which, I mean, that's not going to stop anytime soon. Because, they still have DLC Pack 2 that they got to finish up, and there's probably going to be another one. It'll probably be the last one, but I bet there's going to be another one. Breath of the Wild is up to 22.2 million copies. Let's put that into perspective since we do love Zelda here. Let's think about that really quick. The next best selling Zelda game is Twilight Princess. And it did not even close. Not even close to that. I'm pretty sure it was 8 or 9 million. I'm not 100% sure, but 8 or 9 million, I think, is what that sold. And that was the highest selling one till this.
22.28 million Breath of the Wild sales in 4 years.
That's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Especially for that franchise, because it was always a franchise that, like, the people who like Zelda. They were buying those Zelda games, like me. Like, Zelda games, like, I don't care. Like, even when I didn't give a shit about Nintendo and didn't even want to play any of the other games, when a Zelda game came out, I was like, yep, 100%, it's happening. Gotta buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'd have it. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna play some more Nintendo games now. But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Moving down the list here, we'll go over these really quick. Sword and Shield, 21.1 million.
Next.
Odyssey, 20 million, 20.8 million, which, that's crazy. That's a lot too. That's a whole lot. Mario Party, 14.7 million with 0 updates in that time.
Are you sure?
In the time that these numbers are recorded, I'm pretty sure there had not been an update for the game whatsoever. Not an update.
Because it was within the last how many weeks now? 3 weeks
yes.
that we got the update. So when did it was close.
No, it wasn't in March though.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm asking. I'm not telling. I'm asking. Like, when do we get the update? When did these numbers come out?
That was last week, right? Or was it the week before?
It was. I mean, it definitely wasn't last week. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Either way,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
It was a few weeks ago. It wasn't in March. So
right, okay.
This game in its state, in its original state, which was
garbage,
subpar best.
Good game, but no one would want to play it.
Yeah, sold almost 15 million copies. I bet that number's gone up. I bet that number's gone up a ton just in the past few weeks, just because of that online update.
Yeah. And
I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that.
As we move along, by the way, I just want to also mention, because I don't think a lot of people know this, all these numbers we've been talking about, these are only, and I mean only, physical game sales, cartridges. Nintendo.
No. These are not, are they? No, this is straight from Nintendo. This is everything.
I read somewhere that they don't give out the eShop.
They don't give them for weekly stuff. This is Nintendo's everything. This is everything.
For people don't know who I am, I'm a brand new Nintendo noob, so like forgive me for my ignorance.
I'll keep you on track. You're good. I'll keep you on track. Now you're right. No, you are right, because they don't give that stuff out to like the weekly, the little weekly stuff that you see here and there. They don't give that stuff out. This is everything though. This is full on the sales.
Okay, good.
But I did want to touch on something else. I told you about this earlier. The Mario Party update, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that soon. These random online updates. I've heard several things about Age of Calamity getting online support.
That would be desirable.
Would it though? Are we even going to be able to do it?
Well, we did. I think you and I did talk about like the potential.
Right, yeah, the potential going forward, if we get more powerful hardware that can actually run the game the way it needs to run.
Yeah, that would be necessary, I think, to have Age of Calamity have online. But
yeah,
I think I even though it would run at crap frame rates on the current hardware we have, I still think it's a necessary upgrade. You got to give it to us. It's a full price game. Everyone's gonna buy all the people who bought that game. They're gonna buy the DLC too. They didn't buy. No one bought that game casually. Like people bought that game because they want to play it, and they're gonna want the DLC, and they're gonna want that online update. People are gonna want it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I say necessary. I think it is necessary to not that Nintendo's about pleasing their fans. I'm a noob, but I do understand that Nintendo has a history of not caring about their fans.
It's, I don't know, and that's true and not true. We won't get into that. But I have one more thing I do want to touch on here. But before I do that, I do want to remind you guys, if you guys have any questions, comments that you want read at the end of the podcast here, right now is the time to start putting those in there. I have one more thing we're going to talk about here, and then we're going to get to questions, comments from you guys. So this is very, very interesting and something that I think is very telling of what we are going to be seeing from Nintendo this year. Now, we did see the numbers. 84.59 million consoles sold, correct?
Correct.
Now, where is this? I want to make sure I get these numbers right.
That's a lot of consoles.
And yeah, it's a ton. All right. Now, in
the year 2000.
Now, hold on. You guys, give me a second. I want to make sure this is right so I can really actually tell you the real deal here. Lifetime sales.
I love your Apple Pencil you're holding in your hand. It makes you really.
I'm using my iPad. Using my iPad, so I'm like, I've been holding it the whole time. I haven't put it down.
Not your Apple stylus, your Apple Pencil.
Okay, either way, Nintendo sold a crap load of Switches just this year.
Right.
We're talking, what? Close, I believe it was somewhere close to 30 million this year. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Of the pretty much 85 million.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing that I think is very, very interesting. Nintendo told their investors at this meeting that they are forecasting that they will be able to sell, and this is including accounting for the chip shortages. This is accounting for what they can do with the current state of things. They're saying they're going to sell 26.5 million Switches this year.
I don't have
26.5 million. Now, think about this. They're saying they're going to sell 26.5 million Switches in a year. Now, you have to remember, pandemic year, there's more Switches being sold. Obviously, people want them. People are home. You're going to sell a lot more. So that number was inflated a little bit, probably because of that. You got Animal Crossing. You've got Monster Hunter. Help that out. Is that your tinfoil hat?
This is my tinfoil hat. I don't have an actual tinfoil hat. These are
okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, put it on. Now's the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, 26.5 million units sold. After that, after when people are going back to work, I mean, how many more people on the planet are there to sell a Switch to? A lot. But do you really think you're going to just stay right there with the current Switch? I think not. I think this right here is almost proof. I think this right here is almost proof, and I have more. You might want to leave the tin foil.
Oh, sorry, I'm put it back on.
So I think that's proof right there. Like, there's definitely a Switch revision coming this year. That's how they're going to get to those numbers. Not only a Switch revision, but all this big stuff about the Zelda 35th anniversary, Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, I think that's how we get there. Now, another thing you have to remember too, when Nintendo says they don't have new hardware, they could be lying. It's true. They could be lying. But sometimes they say, no, we have no new hardware. We will not be releasing new hardware. And it actually happens. But one thing that has always happened, if Nintendo decides to say, we can't talk about that, or we have nothing to say about that right now, there's new stuff coming. And that is exactly what they said at this meeting the other day. They were asked several times about new hardware, and every time they said, that is not something we can talk about. Not that it's not coming, that's not something we can talk about at this time. There's a Switch Pro on the way. Whatever it is, as much or as little of a revision as it is, we are 100% getting it this year. It's just too much at this point, man. There's no way anybody's gonna tell me otherwise at this point. I'm sorry. There's no way. Honestly, I think tinfoil hat at this point, you can probably put it away.
I did put it away.
You put it back on the shelf. But yeah, put it back on the shelf. We don't even need it anymore. This is real. Confirmed. Rumor confirmed. Right
confirmed.
Here.
Yes. I agree that we're getting a Switch Pro, and I agree we're getting it by March 2022. Like, we will get a Switch Pro by March 2022.
Oh yeah. Where I think honestly now I'm really starting to think maybe it is E3 that we see this thing.
See, that's where you're wrong, and that's where this evidence, this quote unquote evidence that you have, it's nonsense. Because look, I don't have. Do they have real numbers in front of them? Maybe these people who making these rumors and like speculations.
Wait, hold on, whoa! These are real numbers.
Yeah. What Nintendo said they're gonna do. But you're
Nintendo mouth at 26 million.
Yeah, I didn't mean that. What I meant was like people hear that and go, well, that's the only reason, the only way we're ever going to get those numbers is because of Switch Pro. Listen, last year, how many Switches did they sell? Or rather, the question is, how many Switches could they have sold last year? Because
probably more.
You know,
it's still hard to find one.
It was incredibly hard to find one. The Switch that I use on a daily basis was a used one off of eBay, and I paid a markup because I had to. Now, I didn't want to help scalpers, but I had to because I couldn't buy a Switch. It wasn't happening, and I wanted to switch.
I know, it was rough. I used to go, like, every time I went to the grocery store, I would go like to Walmart, all masked up with gloves and sunglasses back and check like.
Yeah.
Any Switches in there? No? Okay, I'm leaving.
How many Switches would have Nintendo sold last year if they could have? And I think that's
a fair point. That's a fair point. I just feel like at this point, we're gonna have new hardware. We're gonna have new software. They're saying now they don't want to talk about it. They can't talk about it. I mean, that tells me right there, like, they got something. I think we're gonna see it soon.
I agree. We're gonna see it soon. You know, if I was a betting man,
with that, I put down the Apple Pencil.
If I was a betting man, I would say we're getting a Switch. We're getting an announcement of a Switch Pro by either at E3 or by September. I don't know why September in my brain is so important, but for me,
you're right.
September.
That's when they dropped the September's when they dropped the Switch Lite. They announced it earlier, but it was dropped in September 20th.
I think we're also getting a Switch, I also think we're getting the Direct in September. I think September is gonna be the month.
Oh yeah. A September Direct. That's like that's yes.
Did I say Zelda Direct? That's right. Zelda Direct.
I think Zelda Direct. Yeah. You think the Zelda Direct's coming then?
Yes, I'm convinced of it.
I remember we talked about this last week, and I said, yeah, I think that's possible. I think that's out the window. I think with all the rumors and the things that are being said now, I think we get a little bit now. The rest of E3, we get the roadmap for the rest of it. We may get it. Who knows? We may get something else then, a little bit more, because it's possible. It's Nintendo. You never know what they're gonna do. They're impossible to figure out. No matter how much I love to try, you just can't do it.
Nope.
You can't do it.
But I would love to be on the record. I would love to be on the record for September. That is.
You are.
A month.
Consider yourself on the record. You're here.
Gotcha.
So I mean that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. That's all we have as far as our topics. So if there are any questions in the chat, I can see it. Can you see it? That's funny because I can actually see it this week.
I can pull up the chat. Do you have something right off the bat you want to get to? Because we don't have any super chats, do we? Because we get to those first.
I don't think there was any super chats, and I don't know if there's even any question. Hari has a question. Do you think we'll get Let's Go 2? If so, since you guys are getting into Pokemon, would you pay full price? I do think we're getting another Let's Go. Yes. I don't know which one they're gonna do, but I think this tells me right here, these numbers right here tell me that it worked. 13 million units sold.
Yeah.
It's on there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, their top 10. It's their top 10 list. I think any of these games on this list, all of these games, yes, all of these games will see another version of it at some point. Yes, all of these games. Yeah, and full price. Yeah, I think the game's worth full price. I mean, I know a lot of people don't, but I mean, that's what Nintendo games cost. Like, if you want to play ball, like, that's the fee. That's the entry fee. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of people get hung up on price and this and that. I try not to, because at the end of the day, like, nobody's twisting your arm saying, give me $60.
Right.
If you're not cool with the price, it's fine. Don't pay the price. But to complain about the price, I don't know. I just don't see the point in that. It is what it is. That's what games cost. At least we haven't seen them go up to $70 yet, like Xbox and PlayStation. So,
yep.
There's that. I'd be very, very happy to see another one. Again, like you guys know, I haven't played any of the old Pokemon games. Like, I'd love to see them do another version of. I mean, obviously everybody thought this one, the Diamond and Sapphire remakes, were going to be, or whatever they are. Yeah, right. Diamond Sapphire, is that right?
I believe so.
Or is it Diamond and Pearl? Diamond and Pearl.
That's not, right. That's definitely it. That's definitely
Diamond and Pearl.
I'm an expert, right? Don't ask me.
Hey man. I'm a huge Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
Huge. People were saying that those might be Let's Go games as remakes, which I know a lot of people were like, if that happens, they're gonna be pissed. Like, hardcore Pokemon fans did not want that to be a Let's Go game, but I don't think that's the end of the Let's Go games. I think we'll see another one.
Yeah. I don't see any more like legitimate, like, serious questions other than just natural talking.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hari has one more. Also, Drip, do I need to do anything in Monster Hunter before I can play with you? You have to do a few things. What you need to do is go through the main tutorial in the village, and then you need to talk to the cat. Once you do all the things everybody tells you to do, you need to go talk to the cat who stands on the box. Go talk to him. He's the online guy.
Always talk to the cats.
The kitty on the box is the online guy. Other than that, you can jump right in. I would not suggest jumping right into online, though, because that's what I did, and I missed a whole bunch of stuff. I made a whole video about it. Not a lot of people watched it, but I made a whole video about it. I'll tell you what you should do is go back and watch that video before you even start playing the game. That would actually help you a ton.
Well, I think it's time to wrap it up then, huh?
Yeah. Kenny said he had 3 questions and literally forgot all of them.
That's good. He's my brother. He can text me.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, guys. Okay, so episode 0, Drip and Geeb podcast is a wrap. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I think this was pretty good.
Yeah.
You will be able to see this if you came in, missed some. We are going to be uploading this on the Drip Media Live channel. All of you obviously are in the Discord. That's why you're here. So I will put a link to that in the Discord in case you are not subscribed to that channel. I think most of you probably are. Other than that, be on the lookout. This will be going up on all the major podcast places.
Anywhere you can find a podcast, you could find this.
Yes, eventually. That's the next step. But we will also be doing this again next week, episode 1, all the way live on YouTube Friday night. Same time, same place, same everything.
Don't forget, you could find Drip over on Drip Media Gaming on YouTube. And
yes.
And you can find Uncle Geeb, me, over on twitch.tv/Uncle Geeb.
Yeah, we need to do those too.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. That's something we'll add for episode 1.
Yeah, that's why this is 0.
Outro. Full on outro. But yeah, I think that wraps it up, guys. Again, thanks for hanging out, and we will see you in the next one. I can't cover the whole screen, or I'll do it.
I'll just do this.
Only mine.
I will go back to starting soon and pretend that it's a buy screen.
All right, there we go. See you guys.